Hey, what's going on, everybody? I don't do this live stream like this very often. It's seldom I do this. I'm gonna start doing these a little bit more frequently here. And some comments were coming in and everything. I'll try to keep up with those as well. We got some guests coming on as well. Also got a video or something I'm gonna play this tonight that I haven't released it yet, and it happened today. So. Keep that in mind, and then we're going to present an award. It's kind of a joking thing right here for an award sort of thing. So, I think it was Mr. Michael Quaid. Yeah, man, dude, we're not here to bash anybody, man. We're not here to bash Long Island Audit. He has made a lot of changes. I agree with a lot of stuff that he does, and I try to position myself to to the way he does it, to stay really calm and very peaceful and polite until that respect barrier is crossed and everything. So I'm gonna bring on Look, Listen, Learn, and then some more start filtering in. J-Town will be here shortly, and I believe KY Reacts will be here shortly. And so let's bring on Look, Listen, Learn, and get him to give us a quick bio, whatever he wants to share with y'all for a couple of minutes. Floor is yours, brother.
Hey y'all. Uh, Basically, I am a country boy from Georgia, and when I became of age, I joined the Navy. Did that for 9 years. Got out for 8 years. Um, did the civilian thing, and then went into the Army, and I retired last September. Gave me 24 total years, and got into this. Short story is, saw a video on YouTube that I didn't like at all, started calling around, and GT ended up saying, well, hey, I'm going to a city council meeting where that happened. You want to join me? And here we are.
Yeah, so it's definitely been eventful with the city of Grantville. We're going to cover some of that, some upcoming stuff with the channel and everything, and I'm going to try to start doing more of these live streams. And did you get permission from Red? Michael, yeah, me and J-Town, we do a lot of stuff together. As far as checking on government and stuff like that. And eventful is an understatement. I hear you on that. And before we start really kicking things off, this is more of kind of like a gag sort of thing. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Most of you all it's on here that watch me, y'all probably heard of and I'm only going to talk about this for a few minutes, and then we'll move on. I'm not here to talk about this dude, which is Michael Kaiser, the fraud Wrangler dude, with Mass Sergeant released records, according to the records he released, he didn't complete basic training, and most of you all know the whole thing about that. But we actually want to present him with an award tonight, and we want to give him some kudos. Let's give Michael Kaiser a thumbs up. Let's support him for just the next 45 seconds. So I'm going to throw something up, and then I'll publish this award as well on the channel and the community page after the stream is over with. But Mr. Michael Kaiser, we want to present you with a certificate of achievement here, because appearing to ruin multiple elected officials' careers and other YouTube channels, like KFAR, then I don't know what happened with you guys, but whatever. Mr. Kaiser's dedication, tenacity, and zeal appeared to help the dismay of multiple elected officials. And we got KY Reacts coming in, and he's joining. So again, Mr. Kaiser's dedication, tenacity, and zeal appeared to help the dismay of multiple elected officials and other YouTube channels. By having certain elected officials on the Fraud at Wrangler channel, they may have said things that make no sense whatsoever. For this, Mr. Kaiser, we thank you. And also added this here. This is a definition to a word. Maybe somebody can figure it out. To try and gain favor through a servile and obsequious, I think that's how you say that word, manner, presented to, Mr. Michael Kaiser. Hey, because of you having the mayor on your live stream, that mayor made some statements. He made some statements on there. And so real quick, I'm going to leave this up. And if anybody wants to snapshot it, keep it, hopefully Michael will print it off and put it in a frame. If I had his physical address, like Michael's physical address, I'd probably print this out all nice and pretty and send it to him with like a fruit basket or something, something like that, just to thank him for his hard work and dedication to duty, that he's accomplished over the last, I don't know how long he's been around, a year or something like that. All right, so we got this is going to be up in a few minutes, give or take, and it'll be on the community page of the YouTube channel. And we got KY. He came in, and let's give the floor to him for a few minutes, and just basically what who you are and everything. Just whatever you want to share. Take a couple of minutes and share with with everybody whatever you want to share with them, brother. The floor is yours.
All righty. Good to see you guys. Can you guys hear me very well? Okay, you hear me? Okay. Well, thanks for having me up here, GT. I appreciate that. And look, listen, learn. Nice to meet you. Man, I appreciate all the work you're doing out there in the field. I'm watching a lot of your stuff, and you're doing very well. And I appreciate everything you're doing. I'm running late, GT, so I don't know what all you came into, but I'll tell everybody a little bit about myself. So I go by KY Reacts, and originally when I first got that name, I created that name just because I'm from Kentucky. There's a lot of corruption in Kentucky. There's very few auditors in Kentucky. So that's where I got the Kentucky from, the KY part. And the Reacts, when a lot of people think Reacts, they think it's somebody on YouTube reacting to music or reacting to a video. But it's basically reacting back to the government violating our rights. So that's where I got that from. I was tempted to change it. I talked to a gentleman the other day, somebody I look up to, and he was like, "Nah, dude, just keep your name, keep the original, and just ride with it." So I'm going to leave it as KY Reacts. That's going to be my name. And I'm new to the auditing community. I'm not new to having my rights violated, but I am new to the auditing community. So I have very limited videos out there. I'm just now getting started. I appreciate guys like GT, welcome me in. His guidance is very much appreciated. He's a much larger channel. And believe it or not, a lot of the bigger channels, they look at smaller channels and say, "Hey, look, I don't have time for this smaller channel." And GT is the opposite of that. He doesn't care how many subscribers you have. He doesn't care, how popular you are. He doesn't care about none of that stuff. If there's anything that he can help you with, just from my experience, he's going to help you. That's just speaking on who he is and my point of view on GT. So with that being said, I'm new to the auditing community. I have got out and did an auditor too. There's a ton of rights violations going on across the world. You see what's going on down there with, with Mayor Proctor, all the corruption he has going on. You see the stuff that's going on in Meade County, Kentucky. It seems like everybody just has, their own little situation that's going on, and they're fighting for their rights. And these government people, I think it was J-Town Press I was watching earlier, and she was saying, they will take your rights a little bit at a time. She was saying that they would take a little bit and they'll continue to take your rights from you. And we got to stand. We got to have a strong backbone. We got to buck against the systems that, hey, look, I'm going to stand for something. I'm not falling for anything. And there are God-given rights. You're not going to take them away. we have the public, we have the film. Sorry for background noise, right? Of course, to do, and you need a ton more out there with the camera.
You're breaking up pretty bad, I think.
Okay, but a ton more auditors out there. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll turn it back over to you, GT. I hope everybody can hear a little bit of what I had to say. Sorry about the service.
It's me with oh, you just subscribers and views and likes and all of that. Nah, man. I could care less. You could have 1 subscriber, you could have 1 million subscribers. I really don't. It's not that. It's you know, it's the, you know, it's we the people, you know, that's to get it, you know, we're in control of government, and it doesn't matter. And that's just me. It just doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna let J-Town get a few words in. My homie J-Town here in the house. And
what up, Home Slice?
And then we're going to hey, J-Town, hopefully you can stay around for this video. I'm fitting to run right quick. It's gonna blow some minds. I'm telling you what you oh my goodness.
I've got about 10 minutes or so, and I gotta bounce off, but
all right.
But no, I mean, just to touch on what he was just saying, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I said during my live feed, if everybody caught it there, it's just they can't just take your rights away. You have to give them up freely. And that's I think that's where he was touching on when the feed was kind of breaking up a little bit. But that, I mean, it hits home. I mean, they've been chipping away a little bit. Like they implement like say when I was at I'll use the federal building that I was at today. So basically they implement, well, now we need to see your ID. So everybody gets used to, okay, now you show your ID every time you go into a public space. And everybody is, you know, I wouldn't say okay with it, but they get used to it. They get accustomed to it. Then they'll implement something else and take a little bit more away. So basically what it is like I was trying to talk during the live feed and say that, what's my ID going to say? I mean, obviously, if I go, like, for example, that building actually housed the IRS. So if I go into the IRS, obviously, if I give them my name and say I want service, obviously, I'm going to give my ID because they got to prove your identity before they're going to sit there and talk about personal info, you know, private info. But just to enter through the hallways and go get pamphlets and ask questions, that's absolutely ridiculous to sit there and show a government ID. Obviously, they try to quote, oh, well, it's for your safety or it's for security. I think one of them even said it's for the security of the employees in here. Like, wait a sec, I'm going through a screening. I'm submitting to the screening to go through your metal detectors and put my stuff through your conveyor and to scan everything. And, you know, we all know that obviously the screening process is not a perfect, perfect system because things still get through. You know, as per, you can look on the TSA website at their statistics, but for an example, so it's not a perfect process, but in theory, as long as they do their jobs right, you know that I'm unarmed, that I'll have no weapons. So what's not safe about me coming in with cameras? And I was actually I forget who told me this, but somebody just told me here recently, and I've got to look up the statistics. I haven't looked it up myself, but somebody said that cops are more worried about getting a camera somebody pointing a camera at them these days than actually, other violence that happens. You know what I mean? Not to say that cameras are violence, but they're more scared of somebody pointing a camera at them than somebody pulling out a gun and doing harm to them. So that tells you that, you know, that we're making a difference, that they're nervous. And to me, I always tell people, if you're not doing anything wrong, what's the harm in pointing a camera at you? I mean, if you're not doing anything bad, if you're doing your job and doing the right thing, you shouldn't be scared of a camera.
The government does it.
Oh, they're always recording you. I mean, you walk in, and of course, the first thing you do is you point out that camera, and they're like, oh my goodness, look at the security cameras, and they're like, oh, well, that's for your safety. I'm like, well, mine's for my safety, because we obviously can't trust that you're going to cough up the body cams or the security cams if something happens. You know what I mean?
Well, we heard the other night that GT is a terrorist and a bully because he carries around a camera. Thing is, the guy that said it was standing right up under a camera. Just doesn't make sense.
Yes.
How they say it, make it make sense.
I know, which is what I'm about to get. Like, okay, so I'm sure everybody, I'm going to say everybody in here, mostly everybody in here has seen that story I released about the Grantville City Council meeting, what happened Monday night. And I don't know this Red. I don't know him. Like, I've never seen this guy before. I've heard of him before. I saw a picture of him on Facebook, and he kind of recognized and resembled when he showed up in the council meeting. Other than that, I've never spoken a word to this dude. Like, I've never seen him before or anything until Monday night. So, and then y'all seen the video, how he stands up in front of the camera, follows me around, gets in front of the camera, keeps getting in front of the camera, but then, says, you don't have permission to record me. Okay, well, when you got up in front of my camera, I moved it out of your way. Got it out of the way. You're standing in front of it. And it makes no sense. But anyways, fast forward after that. So I called him today, and I had a conversation with him, and it was civil. I mean, it was civil conversation. And he said some stuff that was, and I think I've told y'all already some of the stuff that the phone calls in its entirety. So it's an 18-minute phone call. I'm going to run it in its entirety. And there's one part that I redacted out of there that's probably maybe about 20 seconds. And he stated something that's going on in his personal life that does not need to be aired. I'm not going to air that. I'm not going to put that out there because it was I questioned him about why, because he said he was showing up at the protest yesterday. And however, the response he gave me, I don't feel is justifiable to put out, to put out on social media. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying he's lying about it, but whatever the case may be, if I had told somebody that or something, I wouldn't want them to put that out. So, something personal in nature, we're not going to put that out. But some of the stuff that's said, it's going to shock you. It's definitely going to shock you. It shocked me. It definitely shocked me. So we're going to run it right quick and then have a quick discussion about it, and then move on to some upcoming things and go from there. So I'm going to try to keep up with the comments as they're coming in, as the video's running, and so I'm going to pull everybody down and we're going to run it. So once it comes on, if somebody or if everybody just put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear it, because I've ran a video before in the past on a live stream like this, and the video didn't I don't know, there was no sound. So all right, so I'm gonna pull everybody off and we're gonna run this video, and here we go. With me, I uploaded the wrong one. Just 1 second. I'm going to throw it in here and we will be good to go. I uploaded the logo thing. So, alrighty. So I believe this is it. And sorry about that. I need to live stream more. And
Red?
Hey, Mr. Red, how are you?
Who's speaking?
It's Russell.
Russell.
Georgia Transparency.
What can I do for you, Russell?
Hey, it ain't nothing to like, I just curious. I'm doing a live stream tonight, and I was wondering if you would want to come onto the stream to tell your story, to explain everything. I'm not going to cut you off or nothing, to talk to the people and, tell, your side and what you feel about everything, about the way I've been reporting on the local government there. Just basically whatever you want to say. It's an open forum for whatever you want to talk about and whatever you want to say.
Russell,
that's about it.
What I would be more interested in is targeting the issue. All right, the issue is not me. I just want to be a solution to that issue. Now, the issue that is what you're bringing to town here. What I told you I'm open to, and you keep taking it as a violent threat, is for you to leave your cameras at home, come by the restaurant, let me cook you something to eat, man, without tampering with your food. Let me make you something to eat. Let's sit down at a table together, and let's be men, like old-fashioned men that conducted themselves with respect towards each other. And me and you can have a talk. And maybe we can come out both enlightened at the end of that talk with something constructive. That I don't play these rules that you set out. The rules that you set are your rules. What I intend to do and what I propose to you is something that's fair on both of our grounds. You leave your constitutional rights at home and you meet me as a man, and we can have all the discussion that you want to have.
What about
politely and civilly? Okay, politely and civilly.
What about a public place like a park or something?
Well, that's what you can consider my restaurant. This is an LLC, all right? So I'm not a private sole proprietor of nothing, all right?
Well, your company's
With that being said,
private property.
No, my company is not private. My company is an LLC. The property I lease.
Yeah,
so
your
technically
company's
speaking,
private.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
If we can meet somewhere that's just open, what it is, it's an open place right in front. Well, actually, we can sit outside on the sidewalk. I've got tables set up that way. So what I'm proposing to you is a public place that's wide open with a city camera right across the street that you know they can't redact anything from without being in a legal situation themselves. So you and I both know the law good enough to where that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm offering you a situation to where we can respect each other like men in a more old-fashioned way. When men actually respected each other a lot more. Leave your cameras, leave your recorders at home, and let's just sit down and have a talk, and maybe a bite to eat, brother. If you'd like to enjoy something to drink, it's on me. Everything's on me. All I need for you to do is meet me in a civil manner under those terms that I give that I feel like are fair.
Okay, what about those same terms at a public park, like not at your restaurant?
Well, that's why I offered you we could sit out on the sidewalk.
No, not on the sidewalk, at a public park, like maybe a park in LaGrange or Hogansville or something, a public park where there's people.
Well, again, you're asking me to step outside somewhere that has nothing to do with what you have going on. You have Grantville in mind. What I'm doing, I'm inviting you to Grantville in what would be considered a public area. Like you said, inside my restaurant could be considered private property, and I respect your viewpoint on that. So I'm offering you that we sit out on the sidewalk, table and chair, where we're under constant observation from not just the public, but officials also, and we can do what we need to do. And it has nothing to do with anything violent or threatening in any kind of way. What I'm asking you to do, Russell, is respect the situation. If you have any intention whatsoever in helping any cause, then you'd be willing to do these kind of things. Does the President of the United States go behind closed door with another prime minister or official of another country or anything like that?
Yes.
And do they speak on camera, or do they speak privately between each other, and then they come out and speak about what they spoke of? You come here and you meet me, and you speak man to man, and you take your time doing that, and maybe we'll do something later on under the proposition that you gave. But first we have a private discussion, and we have to take our time on it. We don't get upset at each other, but we respectfully give each other points of views of the situation that's at hand.
Oh yeah, I don't get upset. I really don't get upset. I'm pretty calm. And
I don't neither, Russell, until I feel like things are being bullied and threatened. Man, I'm old school. I'm old fashioned. I don't care what the law says when I feel like things are being bullied and threatened, and that's the only time I act like that. But I give you my word that we can have a discussion civilly outside of those parameters if you'll just meet me in that middle. And like I said, if you want to do something on recording afterwards, I'll be totally open to that. But me and you meet first. Me and you get what we do privately out the way first. I believe that's a more respectable approach that we can take.
I see what you're saying, and I'd prefer to do it on camera so that there is.
I'll tell you what.
And listen, just hear me out. Hear me out right quick.
I'm not gonna do that though, Russell.
Okay.
I feel like what I propose is very, very fair, and I will consider doing that afterwards. And I'm not saying by any means that I would say no to it after. But that'd be your choice.
I don't want you to say I said something. I don't want to accuse you of saying something when there's no record.
Nothing like that'll happen.
Yeah,
Again,
when there's no
nothing
record of
like
that.
that'll happen.
If we do it on camera or if we do audio, we do some sort of recording of us having a discussion.
If we do that,
there is none of that.
I'm going to save you that. But I'm going to save you that. Anything that's said like that can be considered defamation. Why would I do anything that was defaming to you without proof?
You called me a terrorist.
Because what you're doing is terroristic.
You called me violent.
And I told you that on your video, not on my video. That's your video that you gave choice of posting. Yeah. You understand that?
Oh, yeah.
That's not defamation. Defamation is where I personally attack you, not where you're recording something, especially a fight where you don't belong. Think about it like a judge's point of view. You didn't belong in Grantville to begin with. How can I defame you when you come down here looking for trouble? That's exactly how a judge will view that. So I'm not worried about none of that. I'm not worried about it in the least bit. If you want to come down here and make individuals feel like you are terrorizing them, then that's what you're going to get called as a terrorist.
So do you think the judge was wrong that dismissed my charge?
As far as the recording on...
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I totally do.
Because
and
I had no business in Grantville.
And by means of this, if you don't want a lawsuit on yourself, you do not have any permission to be recording me right now. None whatsoever. So I've already got a lawyer that I keep retained as it is, and we've already discussed all this. So you stay within your bounds the same way as you expect other people to. Because nobody's defamed you. You came looking for the reaction that you got. You don't even live around here. You don't belong here. Unless you want to seek some kind of employment, place of business, or a home here in town. What other business do you have, Russell? Honestly.
Reporting on the local government?
Dude, if you were real... All right. You're a joke. That's what I think of you right now. You're not reporting on anything. Listen, almost anybody can have a YouTube video redacted and removed from YouTube, and you wouldn't have a leg to stand on after that. All you do is post things out there for other fascist fools to put views on, and you receive a check from YouTube for. You're not a journalist. You're a lazy bully, and forgive me for being honest with you, but you're a lazy bully that does not want to work as a real man and work a real job, so you run around harassing people on camera in order to get some kind of compensation for where you posted at. You can call it whatever you want to, brother, but you don't care, Russell. True journalists are unbiased, yes, but they do care about what they're reporting. You really don't care because nothing anybody says to you makes you see anything different from what you already see it.
I can fix that for you. I know how to fix that. No, like for real. Listen to this. I can fix that. So what if I took my videos and my articles and I put them on my website only and ran it like that?
You have to rely on people actually viewing your personal website at that point.
Oh yeah. The website gets 20,000 hits a day.
Remove everything you have from YouTube, and I challenge you to see how much further you survive with any kind of income whatsoever off of just a web page. Yes, I do challenge you to do that, but I'm pretty sure you won't. Because you and I both know that your main source of income off of Georgia Transparency and whatever videos that you make comes from YouTube, not anywhere else.
Georgia Transparency is not my main source of income.
I didn't say it was. I said the majority of the money that comes from that comes from what you post on them videos on YouTube. You You would not be able to survive without putting your own
So would I be
personal
able
money
to?
only into
So
that.
would I be able to run ads on my personal website and charge companies for the ads and to run my content?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could, but you would have to get companies willing to buy along into your hate. You can get the average citizen. You can call it. Let's say you got 40,000 followers on YouTube, all right? That means nothing. That is a worldwide viewing. 50,000 followers in the entire world. Do you know how many off their rocker people there are out there? And a lot of people are totally just against the government, and there's nothing that there's nothing to be done to convince them of anything being different. All right? There's conspiracy theorists. Do you have any idea what kind of shit you start with people sitting there? Look, and every single one of your followers that post on my Facebook post, you do nothing but make me more popular. I get congratulated. You wouldn't believe.
Oh, awesome! Come on the live stream tonight. Come on the live stream tonight and talk about your restaurant and what great food.
I don't want. No, you be a man. You be a man, and you come and meet me in person and have a private conversation, and then we'll follow through from there.
I mean, that's one reason why I've never said anything about your restaurant.
You wouldn't even find. Listen to me. Let me explain the logic of this to you. Because you're dealing with a smart man, okay?
Okay.
There's not even a fucking lawyer out there with a common sense brain taking the bar and using that as his fucking source of income to feed his family and survive that would ever advise one of his clients he depends on a fucking payment from to do something like you're asking to do. No, you can't manipulate me. No, you can't put me on your live stream with your supporters. Who the hell do you think you're talking to, Russell? Do I fucking take for an idiot or something? You think I'm an idiot because I got balls enough to stand up in your face? No, son. No, it means I don't care. It means I care more about my friends and the people that you're threatening, the people that you are fucking terrorizing, the people that you are bullying. And I wipe my ass with any constitutional right you use to do that. And I practice a God-given right. Do you understand that? A God-given right trumps your constitutional right in my book. So if you think you're going to come around here bullying and picking on people, you've got one that's going to be in your face every single time you do it. You will never get away with it in Grantville again without me being there in your face opposing you.
Why wasn't you at the protest
so if you want to come, no doubt. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
No. I said, why wasn't you at the protest yesterday then?
When you come over here picking on my friends and family, bullying them and taunting them the way you do, hoping that they'll react in a way that'll get you publicity, I stand in opposition of that, Russell. In total opposition of that. Now, I told you the other night, if you want to come down here and share viewpoints that can be constructive, but also learn yourself, learn that you can have a different viewpoint also, then you can come down here anytime you want and you can share yourself and your viewpoints with us. I will personally sit down with you anytime, but it don't require your camera because that's just your way of getting away with bullying us. You know why you carry a camera, Russ. Let's hope nobody puts their fucking hands on you and gets away with it. You want to make sure that you record. You want to make sure that if somebody ever does get physical with you in any kind of way, that you have it on camera doing that. Be more of a man than that, dude. If you really fucking care, man, show your face around here and act like you care. Quit acting like a fucking bully that's going to protect himself with a camera the whole time.
So at the next city council meeting, you're just going to block my camera again? I'll have to keep...
Yes, I will, because I got so many people that showed up at my restaurant when I opened yesterday and shook my hand and congratulated me and called me their hero. I promise you I'll be walking in front of that camera every council meeting from now on. Every council meeting.
What about the city's camera?
About face you. I will face you every time I do it. I will carry a poster board with me, Russell, and I will hold up a poster board that you can't put your tripod up and fucking have blocked. I will block you.
What about the city's camera?
And there's nothing you can do about that. Guess what, Russell? There's nothing you can do about that.
About what, the city's camera?
No, your camera.
No, I meant, what about blocking the city's camera? Would you block that one too?
No, I won't. I don't care what you think about that, though. And I don't care what your 50,000, 40,000, however many followers you have thinks about it, neither. What don't you get about that? What do you not get about that, Russell? There's nothing you can do. You are down here picking fights with people, and people are willing to fight back with you. I'm a private person. My company's not involved in any kind of way with anything having to go on. It's just between me and you at this point. Now, why don't you stop and help us be more constructive, man? We're growing. We're booming around here, dude. Why don't you be a part of that? Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
You do not have my permission to post this or record me and put me on any kind of posting of YouTube or anything else. Now, I will sue you.
But I've already released a story.
I don't care. I've already got a lawyer working on it. You cannot attack people privately. And when someone tells you that you can't show my face, you're supposed to blur it out, ain't you? Ain't you? I got you, Russell.
No, what about the city's cameras?
The city has my permission. You don't. I can give permission to who I want. I do not have to give it equally, Russell.
Oh, they're allowed to record you in public. They're allowed to record you in public, but I'm not.
The city's not recording me in public. The city's recording the council. It does not face
there's
the public.
cameras in the hallway in the city hall.
Oh yeah, that's for protection of the city hall building. Yeah.
No, I mean, you give them permission to record you in public there, but not me.
I am in their building.
No, you're in a public space. You're in a people's building.
You're right, but it is a government space at the same time, Russell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's a government building.
No, I'm just saying you give them permission.
Look, you sound stupid. You sound stupid, man. Yes, I give them permission, but I don't give you permission, and I don't have to give a government position. You know, a government exercises rights that we don't fucking have that way. You know they do. A government has the right to put up cameras. That does not give you the right. Don't you get that?
I don't have the right to film it. So what about mainstream
media? All right,
media?
so listen to me, Russell. Stop trying to manipulate what I'm saying, okay? Answer me. You're telling me that just because I give the city permission that legally I have to give you permission, correct?
No, you don't have to give anybody permission in public.
I do have to give you permission to put my face on anything that you profit off of, dumbass.
I'm not profiting
off of anything. If you were a non-profit, oh, yes, you are. Yeah, you are. And I'm going to fucking have a lawyer figure it out, too.
Okay,
You're an idiot, man.
Profited off anything.
You're an idiot because you got several people on that fucking camera. Let me fill you in, all right? Because I want you to be scared. I really want you to be scared, actually.
Okay.
You got several people's faces on that camera, on that video, that told you they didn't want their face on it. That's a team, buddy. It's a team against you and only you. Good luck, buddy.
Okay. Hello? Mr. Red hung up. Alrighty. There we have it. Alrighty. Looks like KY's. Yeah, so that was the phone call I had. I didn't want to chop it up. Sorry it was so long. I mean, I'm going to just keep it in its entirety. I don't want nothing said about, oh, he edited parts out. He did this to make me look bad, or, I'm left it in its entirety except the part where he did make a personal statement about something. So, and, I did take that out. It has nothing to do with me or anybody. It was just something that he stated that he couldn't attend the protest. So I'm not going to put that in there. I'm going to leave that part out. If Mr. Red wants to advertise that on social media about what he said, then, that's on him to do that. But the one thing that really caught my attention was, that he said that he wipes his butt with the Constitution, or what was it directly that, or the amendments or something, or I heard it so many times I forgot. Oh, look, listen, learns back. Looks like J-Town passed out, knocked out. So yeah, maybe you remember, was it, that's the thing that really caught my really caught my attention is that he wipes his butt with the Constitution. And I'm like, oh my, like this dude did not just say that. Is that what it was? Okay. All right. Yeah, y'all can unmute, man, and talk. It's cool. Just fire up whenever. And yeah, like I said, like I didn't know this guy from Adam. Like I had no idea. That's the first time I've ever met this red dude. And then to come out and call me terrorizing, terroristic, threatening and violent and all of that. I don't consider myself a violent person, but whatever. So it's I guess the psychology behind it of, should I do it a different way in Red's eyes, or is he upset because Mayor Proctor's upset? Because Mayor Proctor did all of that stuff himself. He stated twice that he'll violate your rights, and he came in there with the speaker one time blaring his music, because he knew I was going to report on the local government, prior restraint with that, having a citation issued to me, which got dismissed, and then trying to get a DA to prosecute me. And I believe telecommunication harassment's a felony in the state of Georgia. So trying to get me put in prison for reporting and exposing the local government in Grantville. And a lot of them got live streams. I think Meriwether County does. Grantville only has it point towards the city council. And I don't know. Look, listen. I mean, you've been there with me twice. What do I do? Like, what do I do? Like when I go in there, I set my camera up. I sit in my little corner. I keep my mouth shut, and I record the city council meeting, and get up there and address the city council at times. Whenever I feel like I want to get up there and speak, and which is perfectly legal that you can do that. So I don't know. Chime in whenever you want to, man. Just chime in, or I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I mean that is all you do. I had to take my earbuds out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Like you said, you go in, sit in the corner, and record, and then when time for public speaking, you go up and public speak if you're allowed to. One thing that you did forget that he has done is he's misused government services. Because remember, he admitted that he researched you through the utilities.
No. That wasn't me through the utilities. That was somebody else that made a phone call.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
That was somebody. Yeah, no. That wasn't me. Which I'm glad you brought that up, because the mayor did state in his live stream that he has looked up my criminal history and my criminal past. So what law enforcement investigation would he need to be doing that? Why is he creating an intelligence file on me without an investigation, investigative purpose, and why would the mayor, a city government, be doing that? And then my curiousness is getting at me. So I'm wondering if, now I'm not saying this is this has no factual data to it whatsoever. It's just speculation. Is that I'm wondering if, he went and asked the police department for a criminal history when they whenever they ran me through the system, whenever I got my citation. That's if he could look at it or something. And whenever I was issued that citation, because I surrendered my ID, my driver's license, to get issued that citation. So I'm just curious about that, of how, what methods did he use? Did he use a law enforcement method in Grantville to look up and research my criminal history, which is, I don't know, 3 arrests and the conviction for loitering, and the other 2 dropped. I mean, I really don't know. He said an extensive criminal history. Then he goes on to say I was fired from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office. That's not true. I resigned from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office, and I was not forced to resign from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office. And that's something else I think the DA put out, Herb Cranford or something, whenever me and him were whenever I was really, really digging into him. But yeah, I mean, this is it's some great stuff for the channel coming up. I'm gonna see if I can share the screen with you guys right quick, because I showed it to I think it was generally specific last night. So I'm going to see if I can just share my screen with my internet here, a window. Here we go. See if everybody can see that. New member, Stephanie Melton. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, I don't really advertise that much. 99 cents or $1.99 or something. I don't know. Everything goes back into the channel. Everything goes back into this. It all pours back into this. And what Red was saying, all this profit, I would love to know where all this profit is. You know, is my channel paid through Google AdSense? Of course it is. Of course. You know, that's all news media does that. I mean, Noonan Times Herald run so much more advertisements on their website. And I think is what him and a lot of the trolls are getting confused is that the whole commercial thing. So let's say I took all of these Grantville City Council stories, videos, whatever you want to call it. And let's say I put them on my website right here called Georgia Transparency, right? And you had to purchase a subscription to watch my videos. Or or you had to pay $9.99 to watch my videos, you know, or something like that, commercializing it like movies, like, main production movies. It's a commercialized movie or TV shows and stuff like that. And I think that's where the draw is. I think that's something that they, that's not really understood, is that because Channel 2, Channel 5, Fox, CNN, C-SPAN, all of these big corporate, mainstream media channels, what do? They go out and they film and do everything in a public space. And like, what about on the side of the interstate? You think they stop every car on the side of the interstate? Hey, will you sign this release? You drove by my camera. No, it doesn't work that way, because they're not producing it for like commercial purposes, like Paramount or New Line Cinema, or something like that. Had I take all of my stuff, put it on a website, or to view it, to live stream it, or you can purchase it as a download or something like that, and then only you can watch it because everything's behind a secure locked a locked door that you have to pay. Like Netflix, that's a good one right there. Like Netflix or Hulu, stuff like that. That's commercial. And I started putting my stuff on there, and then I guess you'd probably be in some hot water for that. But actually going out, simply reporting on local government, taking pictures, filming your interactions and stuff with local government, and then putting it on the internet for people to see for the betterment of the public, there is nothing criminal about that. Nothing at all. Nothing criminal. So I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a tangent on that. I'll try to catch up with the comments here, and I want to show you all
they also misunderstand the whole journalism. Everything about journalism is a misunderstanding. Like Red was saying the other night, you would be legitimate if you went and worked for Noonan Times Herald or one of those, but then you have to worry about being censored, or you have to fall within their guidelines. Somebody there, one of your bosses, is going to have a certain agenda, whatever it is. And like the example that I gave you, I might write a story that says Joe Snuffy had 10 little girls in his basement starving to death. I write that story. The editor might say, no, I like Joe Snuffy. We're not going to run that. Or we're going to edit it. And when it comes out, it might say, Joe Snuffy's such a great guy. He had a gym down in his basement that he let 10 children play in while they were waiting on lunch. So the story doesn't get out because it's not what actually happened. There's all kinds of editing and everything else. So that's the whole idea behind citizen journalism, is that it's the citizens getting the story and putting that story out and not worrying about editors and owners and whoever changing things.
Yeah, no. I'm a big supporter of citizen journalism. I mean, anybody can, either with a a cell phone or a pen and paper, a pad, or this and this. And then that's something that we had a conversation with standing out there in front of City Hall about, oh, you have to work for prep. No, you don't. And I don't think his wife really understood that either when I said, where's your credentials or your paperwork to practice your religion? She looked at me very dumbfounded. And that's a typical response. It's like, because you don't need it. Like, you don't need. So, okay, so what's the difference between, the freedom to practice one's religion and then your freedom to, practice free press, free speech? It's all covered on the First Amendment. And
just to point out one thing, he says, like, you walk around here with your phone, and journalists don't do that. What does the lady from the Noonan Times Herald use every single time she's there?
her phone.
So
yeah, exactly. All right, so I just wanted to hit this right quick. Some updates. If y'all want, everybody that's on, feel free to go to gatransparency.com if you want to, or you can follow along on here right quick, show y'all a couple of things real fast. I've already pushed out one newsletter for ones that have got on. Just, you go click newsletter. You don't even got to put your full name. You don't even got to put a real name. I really don't care. You can put Joe Smith Snuffy or something. Or D's nuts. I'll make it funny. But the email address does have to be a valid email address, because if not, you won't get the newsletter. So those are, try to start pushing those bi-weekly, or at the very least monthly. I've already pushed out one for March, so I'll try to push another one out this month and get one out for April as well. So the biggest thing I wanted to show and to kind of showcase and everything's for stuff that I have been working on is and it's all public information. Everything's public. There's no private information or anything like that. And it's all public officials, government, public records, stuff like that. So I'm, like I said, this is a slow work in progress. I'm coding this myself. I'm writing all the code for it to build the site. I run the server for it. And which is why I did release that comment on the community channel about the death threats, because they came through my server to my email, to my Georgia Transparency, Russell or info@GAE. It routed, they all route to mine. So it pulled everything. It pulled the IP address. I've turned everything over to LaGrange Police Department, and they're investigating it. That's all I'm going to say on that. I will be releasing the everything in its entirety once it's done. I don't know why Grantville released the death threats to the mayor, before it was investigated, everything to the Noonan Times Herald, and they put it in the paper. I have no idea. That's on them. I'm going to give LaGrange PD the benefit of the doubt to do the right thing with that. But I did hand over everything to them. So, all right, I'm sorry. Back to this. So GT Extra, open records. Basically, you can see. Actually, I need to update this on the back end. So any open records that I have out submitted, you can go check here. Like, hey, what's Georgia Transparency working on? What records does he have outstanding that's out there that he's waiting on? Or, I can be looking for the, it's just something fun, I think. I don't know. So I keep track of my open records. I do so many, I put a control number on them. So that way I can better keep track of them. And also public officials. So again, if you want to, you can follow along if you want to. Basically, let's say KY. Let's say you got pulled over. Let's say, look, listen, and learn. Pulled you over and violated your rights. Just completely violated your rights. You felt like he violated your rights. and you just want to know if, you know, there's a trend on that or anything like that. And then, you know, you can come into here. These are profiles built. It's all public information. So like, for example, Richard Proctor, I'll use him as an example. Louis Zachary and Willie Norris, they're police officers with Grantville PD. But then, you know, profile, and, you know, it'll bring up just basic information, you know, the name, the mayor, anything you can find on a public website, a public government website, everything is public record. And as well as opinionated, like Google reviews or Yelp or stuff like that, for professional traits of, you know, of information, you know. And if it's a police officer, if they've been suspended before, if they've had terminations, you know, internal investigations, complaint launches against them. Reports and records are coming soon into here. So for example, if there's open records that have been requested for, let's just do it with the police officer, because that would probably look a little bit better. So we'll go here. So like, he's one of the ones that was out there when they issued me the citation. So basically is what's going to be here is, like, for example, his post records, any type of disciplinary actions, I'm going to upload it into here because I've got two, I want to say it's like two filing cabinets. Like there's a small filing cabinet though, like the little small metal one, you can get it like Staples, but I got that almost full, both drawers, like one whole drawer is full, the other one's like almost 3/4. So basically with those records, like, what is that doing for you? I mean, I got them to research, to look, to push the stuff out there. But what is that doing for you? It's doing nothing by sitting in my filing cabinet. So I'm going to get it all the stuff entered in and everything. So for example, if he has disciplinary records, you'll be able to view it on here. Again, this is all public record. Everything's public information. I'm streamlining it into one location for, you know, for purposes, you know, such as this, because I'm bored and I like to write websites sometimes and I like to code sometimes. So figured it'd be a neat little project for me. Like for example, here, this is actually, I'm going to be changing this to a clickable option. So like Mr. You know, Officer Lewis here, the last YouTube video or story he was in, you know, in reference to Georgia transparency per se, you'll go here and I'm going to make this a clickable option instead of having to, you know, highlight the whole thing and copy and paste. So that is just some of the stuff, some of the bug. I'm going to add a bug stuff as well. So basically is what it is. I mean, and it's all free. It's all free, 100% free. I'm not charging for it. There'll never be a charge for it. I'm never going to lock it up behind lock and key. Some of the records do cost a lot of money, and I do appreciate some of you that donate. That's where the money goes. It goes back into records and to help keep this stuff up and going. You know, to help the people and everything. So like for the sheriff, I think I put him in here, Sheriff Linwood out of Coweta County. You know, it's just basic information. And all this is handled through a back end that's uploaded through a back end area here. Basically is, I will log in, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to give access to this as well at some point for members to come. It's like public information, you know, public official data. Grantville, you know, this is just the back end where all the information gets plugged into. And so this is it right here. All the information gets plugged into here, and then I'm just pulling it from the database and mirroring it on the front site. It's, you know, free of charge, free. Again, all basic information. And the access here, I'm going to allow people to submit records to me. If you want to get records up on here at some point, I'm going to add this option as well. You can, even the temp, people want to know what the temperature is in your mom's basement. Actually, honestly, I don't live with my mom. My mom passed away a few years ago. Like seriously, like no bull crap. And it's just funny when the rest said I live in my mom's basement. I just go with it. I agree with it. That's why I said, hey, I got to get back. It's almost 8 o'clock. I got to get back in my mom's basement before she tears my butt up. So I mean, this is just some of the stuff that's coming. You know, that's just coming up. And This is going to be more modern. This is already modernized. Just got some cosmetic stuff to do as well. And then the news sites, of course, J-Town Press. Go check her out. I wrote her website for her, did her site for her and everything. And you know, it's on there, the jtownpress.com. Go check that out. And funny thing is, she got some death threats as well the same time I did, but it was with the same stuff or whatever. It was like the same, almost the same sentence. So pulling that information off the server as well to turn in. And then the again, most of y'all are already familiar with this. We can ignore that one. I've got to change that up. But the GTNN website here is where all the articles are going to be. All the articles are going to go here. Again, to, you know, hit the newsletter up, do it from here for right now. Don't use the one on GTNN. It's not functional right now. But so what I'm going to hit the comments. If anybody's got questions for me for Look, Listen, Learn, or KY Reacts, you know, hey, hit it up. You know, let me know what's see what y'all got, and see if y'all give me some feedback on these sites. And you know, I would love the feedback. Yeah, what's up, brother? I think he was telling me to hold on. Thanks for the support. Oh yeah, most definitely. And again, yeah, keeping the, what's the temperature in your mom's bed? I love it. Red needs to make the next prayer meeting. Somebody's in trouble. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's about it with what we're doing. We got stuff more great stories coming out and everything. Hey, I appreciate Janet. Thank you so much. Again, it's just gatransparency.com. Again, GT Extra. If you don't want to, I'm going to add it once a lot of stuff gets added in here. For example, this is going to fill up. I'm going to Page Nation it and probably add a search bar up top so you can just start plugging in this information to start narrowing it down to, you know, to actually filter. So when there's a few hundred records in here, and you're not going to want to go through and try to find them. So it'll be probably ordered by the number and you'll be able to search. I'm going to add a search bar up here so that you can search it. And then, or if you want to see who's newly added, see like here, there's quite a few. What is it? 7 here. And then the 5 newest ones, you know, are here. If you want to check the 5, you know, the last 5 officials that's been entered, you know, you can go check here. Again, this is a huge work in progress. And yeah, I really appreciate it, Janet. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot. It is free. Everything is free. I don't ever plan to charge anybody anything. Ask Red to get in a cage with you and see who is the real man. I bet he finds an excuse not to. Yeah, man, I don't want to fight the dude. Like I really don't. I honestly don't want to fight the guy. I've got nothing against him. I really don't. Don't even know the guy. Never met him until that Monday night. I don't care for the dude. Red don't want GD show with the camera because he's going to make cupcakes. Although he did have me tempted now with some free food. Now with some free food, he kind of had me tempted with that. I ain't gonna lie with that. You know, I love me a free meal.
And everybody told us that the food is good.
Yeah, now that I did hear. Now that I did, you know, that I did hear. Now that I have heard. I've had heard the food was not bad. It was actually pretty good food. So, you know, whatever. I'm not going to promote his business, nor am I going to release his business or anything. You know, if people want to do digging, they can they can go dig and find it. But that's not the intent. Is not to have anything to do with his business. Because it happened at City Hall and he brought his business into it. I'm trying to, you know, do everything I can to keep his business separated from it. Don't want to enter that. I don't care about his business. He can prosper, make billions of dollars, or close down next week. You know, I don't really care which one. Exactly. Yeah. Free is always good. I agree. He wants you to help promote his. I mean, I guess not. I invited him on to come. Oh, I also invited Wrangler. Also invited Kaiser to come up here to accept his award. And I wasn't going to talk about the military or anything, because then he probably would run at that point. He would he'd take off. Yeah, maintain. I agree. Yep, maintain your morals, and that's the reason why I redacted that part out of that phone call, because it's and I'm not going to release that. Could I legally? Yes, I could. But if that is the true reason why he didn't show up to to that protest to counter protest with me, stand next to me and chant how great the mayor is, which is fine. He can do that. I really don't care. But and I'm not saying it's true. I don't know if it's a lie, or I'm just taking it as face value that I'm not gonna air that. I ain't gonna put that out there. Never met a guy also, but now a year I get in the ring. How be his Huckleberry? I know he does keep saying. I know he does keep saying I'm not going. And I don't know if he's watching this or not. He probably could be. I mean, if he is good, if not, then oh well. I'm not going to his restaurant. I have no intentions to even go to his restaurant. I do agree with that. I mean, I don't think he's very intelligent and probably needs to read a couple more books or get into pottery, or I don't know, or something. Free food from a pretend mosque with all the others passing away from food and drink spikes. They are others passing away from food and drink spikes. I'm glad I mostly eat at home. I only really eat out whenever I'm on the road and out. And I'm usually, whenever I'm out on the road, I'm out with J-Town. We're usually out working on stuff together, which I love working with her. I love working with with J-Town out and about, checking on government. Even in the video earlier, you didn't step out of your. Yeah, I know, because and I'm glad you brought that up, because there's no character. I mean, I'm not putting a facade. I'm not putting a character in. Not putting any sort of going into, I guess, acting mode or whatever. I mean, this is me. I'm a pretty chill dude. I'm a disabled veteran as well, and did my time and moved on to bigger and better things doing this. And again, I didn't think it'd really go anywhere, but it's kind of moving, and I'm happy where it's at. And a couple of more books he'll need to read one first. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna call the dude any names. I ain't gonna, I really don't want to bash the guy's intelligence, but he probably really needs to, spin up on, read some more constitutional law to get in there. Heck yeah, Alana's my homie. It didn't take much for him to work himself up while you remain calm. And that's the thing. It's like that's it. There's no reason to be upset, and start throwing a fit, and it's like, whatever. Don't sweat the small stuff. And oh yeah, I'm actually taking some advice from some of them trolls. So I was a big avid gym goer in the past. Like whenever I was in the military, I was in shape. Like I was in pretty good shape, and I lifted quite a bit. And so I'm gonna probably start getting back in that. So y'all can expect me to start auditing some treadmills and some weight benches or something, because see what I can still lift. Hey, gotta run. Hey, brother, you take it easy, man. I will holler at you. Appreciate the mom's basement line, man. That was funny. That was really funny. No, like for real. Yeah, I agree. He exposed himself, and auditors, citizen journalists, they provide the avenue to get them to their destination faster. hate going back to Mayor Proctor as an example, but everything he's done is being exposed, and with the Georgia Transparency channel, it's just getting him to his destination a whole lot faster. And based on some of Red Boy's comments, it sounds like FW is coach. It probably could, and that's the reason why we gave him the award tonight. That's why I pushed him the award. I just thought that was funny, but all right. And also look, listen, learn. Hey, brother, man, me and you gonna get together as well, and go investigate some government and stuff like that. And Randy, see y'all.
We need to go get a hold of Rome.
Do what?
We need to go get a hold of Rome.
Yeah, I've been to Rome. I went to Rome twice.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah, I've been to Rome twice. So I'm wondering how they're going to do the third time in that courthouse. I appreciate it, Katie. Also, hey, you know what? This is something I don't ever say much. I really don't say it much. And I really, really, really appreciate, the moderators that are in here and who, I've assigned moderators and stuff. And I rarely ever say it. And it's y'all that really help out big time. Seriously, y'all really help out, and I do appreciate it. And I know I don't recall ever saying it before, but I'm saying it now, and I do apologize if I didn't say it in the past. But I really do appreciate y'all getting on here and keeping the threats out of here, and and people inciting violence and everything. They can say what they want about me, call me anything you want to. I don't care. You can talk about, like I said, my mom did pass away for real. Like, no joke, she really did. But that doesn't, whatever. That doesn't bother me, because like when Red made that statement about my mom's basement, Red doesn't know my mom, so he'd never seen my mom. He never knew my mom, so it didn't even really matter. But lost signal everywhere. You're very welcome. Seriously, very welcome, you guys, for real. Y'all definitely help out. Without y'all, it'd be a pain having to click and click and click. And I really don't take down too many comments. Even the comments on the videos, I really don't take those down as well. Unless they're inciting violence or, making some extreme derogatory statements, like they've got to be a serious derogatory statement or something like that. Then I'll remove it. But other than that stuff, you'll see people on there chanting away about me, that hates what I do and doesn't like me. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm a pretty likable dude, honestly.
Yeah.
And all righty.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm pretty much putting you on blast. So when you gonna do a live stream with Christopher Ruff?
Christopher who?
Direct D. He was.
Yeah, because he mentioned something about that.
Yeah.
I guess like whenever. I don't really know Direct D too much. I know of him.
Yeah.
Not too. I mean,
I've seen some of his videos. I just thought it was cool that he offered, like, hey, we need to do a live stream together. I'm just trying to get everybody that's doing this. I just want to get them out there. And his channel is huge, so
yeah, that is true.
If he's going to offer, hey, come use me, as soon as I read that, I was like, oh man.
I mean, just like, hey, you know what? I'm angry about the whole Grantville mayor situation, and I go to church on Sunday, and I mean, my pastor writes the things here, the devotionals here that I put on the GTN site for people to read. These are usually his Sunday sermons. He'll email them to me, and I throw them up on here, and I'm going to start digging into more stuff and start adding more veterans information, start streamlining a lot of veterans information on to kind of help our vets, and just push, report on government, and just keep pushing. I think GT, I think you and Chris should do a live together. Is that who Direct D is?
Christopher Ruff, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I do a live stream. I'm doing live stream with just about anybody. I mean, like I said, you can have 1 million subscribers. You can have 1 subscriber. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It's fine. I mean, we're all in this we're all in this together and trying to, mainly hold our police accountable and our government accountable.
Yeah, he used to do more cop watches than auditing. In fact, I don't think I ever saw him actually do an audit, but yeah, he was on his stuff. No matter what they tried with him, he could call out, which I'm gonna have to get better at it, but he could call out the law, the section, the code, the everything. And I'm like, dang, how does he remember all that?
Is Toombs County in Georgia?
Toombs County.
Patty Morales is Toombs in Georgia? Yeah, most definitely, because we've got a serious issue with that. We've really got a serious issue with that, and that's something I wanted to really dig into and maybe take the channel in that direction as well. Kind of not really separate it from what the what the message is, with reporting on government, but I really want to do something for our vets. Like it's bad with a lot of our vets, especially the ones that are homeless and that sort of thing. That's kind of something that kind of really grabs at me. Is our vets. Direct D is a cop watcher. Okay, Toombs. I don't think I've ever been to Toombs.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Direct D's a cop watcher only. Okay. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, check out gtnn.org. I'm gonna put, and then also look, listen, learn. I think he said he's gonna put some articles and stuff up on there as well to kind of help out, facilitate that. And I'll get with you. We'll do like a Zoom share screen or something. It's easy. I'll make you a login. You just log in and put a title. It's really simple. It's super simple. You just enter in your article, publish it, and it shows up on the front site.
Yeah, as soon as you mentioned it, I had like within, I think, 2 or 3 days, I had 6 articles written.
Yeah, I know you emailed me a few. I just haven't got to them yet. I haven't had a chance to get to them.
As long as you got them, that's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, I got them in standby in my in development folder. I got an in development folder, which actually I'll show y'all what's coming in my in development folder here. Present, share screen, window. So this is my in development, which is what's coming. I keep everything really, really organized. This is stuff that has not been released yet, and I don't mind showing it. I mean, it's coming. The Alabama. I mean, there's still trips that me and J-Town took to Alabama, or the trip that we took to Alabama for a couple of days that I haven't released yet. Those stories. So these are Early County, like Florida, Bay County Courthouse, Defunct Springs Post Office. This was actually a really, really, really good one. This was freaking awesome. And I would probably safe bet the bet she's probably watching. So basically we went into the DFACS investigations area in Florida. I believe it was in Tallahassee. So sweet lady, very nice, very sweet, very nice. She just shouts, she's like, "Oh, J-Town Press," and then she runs out and she's like, "Oh, Georgia Transparency. I watch y'all all the time." It's freaking amazing. It was like awesome. And she's like, "You can film here all you want to. Like, we don't violate anybody's rights here. We do everything by the book." She was real nice. And that's the lady that I posted a picture on my community page. If you remember, it was on the community page, Miss Erica Ford down there at the Department of Children and Family Services. That was before we went to that main building when the security guard was pull your gun out to escort him out. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know, that was the next day. We met Miss Erica the day before, then we went over there the next day. Escambia County, Florida, Jackson County, Florida, Jefferson County, Florida, the Pensacola City Hall. Well, that's already been released. I need to move that to the already released. Pensacola Airport, Florida Walton County Grantville City Councilman. I need to move that too. I haven't moved that over, but yeah. Hey, Rusty, are you going to be spooning with alongside? It's funny. The only woman you can hang around is a fake one. Nah, I think she's in Jacksonville tonight. I don't really spoon with her anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. Call it what you want. Deleted balls. Oh, yes. I love that. Yes, Miss D. Berry for mayor. Yes. She don't want it though. She don't want it. Me and her, she's like, nah. Now, if I lived in Granville, I would vote for D. Berry for mayor. Exactly. You know, and then
Mr. Berry doesn't want it either.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Berry doesn't want it either because I said something about it. I was like, since she doesn't want it, you ought to take it. And he went, I don't want the headache.
Yeah.
Either one of them would be good for it.
And she's trying. Poor Miss Berry. You know, I talk to her on a regular basis, and she's very nice, very sweet, just an awesome lady, just really awesome. And you know, she's asking the relevant questions, you know, about what's going on, and then the city attorney and everybody's just shutting her down, and it's just sickening. She's got to get up from her chair and come around and, you know, address the council as a citizen. It's disgusting. He lets the other ones talk. Like, I'm not trying to say Proctor is this way, but if you notice, Dee's the only black woman on the council. And I'm not even getting into that whole thing, but it's like, yeah.
All I'll say there is he seems to be pretty good friends with Tuttle. Yeah,
they were all on a live stream together, and man, y'all seen the stuff that Chief Tuttle said. Oh my goodness. You think Big Baby Mayor is watching? Hey, that's a possibility. It's a very possibility he is. I mean, good. I hope he is. I hope he is watching. Let him watch. And I've been emailing Michael Kaiser. I emailed him a couple of times, you know, asking. I haven't got a response back yet, but I've emailed him a couple of times and said, hey, when are you going to have Richard Proctor back on your live stream again to say just to talk? I just want to hear him talk on there again. This is funny. This is really funny to me. Whenever Proctor gets up there and starts talking on whenever he was on Kaiser's live stream. Yes, I can attest to that. The VA only does, you know, wants to do the bare minimum. Hey, doggy. Too bad he will never say anything if he is. Yeah, and you know, that's another thing too, is that Miss Berry showed up to that peaceful protest in front of City Hall. Where was Casey Evans? Where was that new one? I think his name's Brian. Where was that council member? Where was David Clark? Where was the mayor? And it's sick. But oh well. Kaiser's being everyone's business. Oh no, he ain't done a video on me in a couple of weeks. Like, he ain't done nothing on me in a few weeks. What happened to? I'm real curious to what happened to his face. Like, he's got some, like, it looked like somebody beat the snot out of him. This is the way it looks. This is how it looks. I mean, I don't know if the dude fell or got up in him or slipped in the, like, seriously, like, slipped in the shower. I mean, I have no idea. I don't know. Just it looks like somebody beat the tar off of him. That's the way it looks. But I don't know. I mean, he could have slipped and fell in the shower. Who knows? Southeast Kentucky. I ain't never been to Kentucky. I'm gonna come up and see you. We'll come up and see you. KY reacts. Maybe we can do some stuff in Kentucky one, for a couple of days in the future if you're game for that. Now in Bell County, very soon. I would be careful. Don't put out kind of like where you're going, because trolls will call and do that whole thing that they do. But hey, okay, so I'm gonna hang out for probably about 2 or 3 more minutes, and we're gonna get out of here. Hey, look, listen, you got anything you want to add? Anything you want to say? Put out there?
No, I don't really have too much to say. I want to thank everybody for showing up and supporting us the way they do. I'll hang out too, but because of the way this thing's set up, I can't see the comments. So if you have a question for me, GT will have to read it to me.
Most definitely. So I'm gonna right now, while we're on, I am going to. I've already got that story pushed as unlisted. So is what I'm gonna do. The phone call that was played on here earlier, I'm getting ready to. I'm just gonna go ahead and release that on the channel, so you can go back and replay it or listen to it to your heart's content. And it's a little long, for a phone call, and I didn't want anything to be he edited it, he chopped stuff up and made me. No, this is the phone call. This is the phone call minus that, things like 15 seconds or 20 seconds or something where he said something that, it's kind of like, if it's true, I don't want to put it out there. It's just, just trying to be professional and respectful. So, and bam, it is out. Phone call should be available on the channel. If not, it'll be there in the next couple of minutes. And then also on the community page, we are going to actually, y'all help me out here. What can we put on the community page right quick for Kaiser's award? The Michael Kaiser award. Try to keep it clean though. What can we put out for the award for him? I'm gonna post this award. Stronger together, Patriots. I've got a dip. Have a good night. Thank you, Miss Katie. Again, I really appreciate it. You've been here for a while, moderating. I really do appreciate it. Truly, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And right quick, I'm going to put this out on the community page. Anybody got any suggestions to he said, I know I sent him the invite to come on the stream, but yeah, he's not going to show up on the stream. I'll put him on here. I mean, if he comes in like backstage, or I guess this is called the backstage, I'll throw him up. I will put him up here and let him talk. Please come on, Michael. Like, I don't think he will. Like,
yeah, I do want to, I guess, piggyback off of something that you said earlier, and I just want to emphasize it, and that is what happened on Monday. That's not ever what we want. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, where we don't want to antagonize anybody. We even though it's not our problem. If they get nervous about the camera or something, that's not really. It's not what we're there for. But at the same time, if they do, But the whole thing is, we're not there to start trouble. We don't want to argue, fight, yell, any of that, and we've talked about it enough. And that's one of the things that auditors especially seem to be accused of, and you were. Red kept repeating it, how you're just here to harass, you're just here to terrorize. That's not what we're there for, ever. We're there to expose. I always say, to teach the teachable and expose the tyrannical. That's what I'm there for. I mean, if you want to listen and learn what I have to say and learn about the Constitution, that's even better. In my eyes, that's even better than me having to go, well, look at this guy, he's calling the police.
Yep.
So I just wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, and you know what, I agree with that, and it's happened a handful of times. It's happened, say, 4 or 5 times, and let's say, and then the one I can remember was Fayetteville. Fayetteville, Georgia, and I remember this, and so I met in office. I think it was the tag office. They were completely rude and disrespectful, and that, I ran that story, and also added some of the other offices that were polite and friendly. And then I completely took out an office that I walked into the lobby in there, because the lady, she was so sweet. She was just nice, and she come up to me and she was like something, and she's like, "Excuse me, sir, are you filming or taking pictures?" Or I'm like, "Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I am." She goes, Can you please not film me if possible?" I'm like, kind of did already. Like, what do you?" She's like, "Oh, okay. Well, like, I just ask if you could maybe delete it, because I'm like, a part of that thing that if you get your picture taken, it's like your soul's taken or something like that." And it was one of those, it was one of those things. But she was so nice and so friendly and so polite, and I just completely left that block out of the story. I'm like, I didn't even worry about blurring her face or even extracting her out of the video. I just took, that block and just completely left it out. And then that's the thing. And then you have the ones, you have some, public officials and public employees that come up and they say, "You can't film me. You're not allowed to take my picture. You can't be in here with a camera." And they're just getting all rude and nasty. And then, in my mind and everything, I'm like, okay, yep, you're definitely going to be a part of my story now. So, and it's exactly, Miss Phyllis. I have gotten nasty. I have. A couple of years ago, like pretty much when I just started looking into this, the GSP, the Georgia State Patrol Post here in LaGrange, I kind of lost it with them. I did. It was on a live stream. It's still on the channel. I didn't take it down. I kind of got a little upset with them, and I understand. I get it. It happens. It's no one's perfect. But I really try to be professional and as polite as I can be, and I try to be as quiet as I can be, so I'm not disturbing anything. I'm just in there to want to check on the government. Check on where the funds are going, how the building looks. Are they taking care of your? It's yours. I mean, it's your building, it's your equipment, it's your stuff. You fund it, you pay for it. And I hope I can be as polite as calm out in the field. Yeah, and you can. It's just like, I don't really know how to explain it other than like, even with friendly people that are friendly and very polite public officials. And so, like Pike County, for example, I was invited into the jail in Pike County, and that's Pike County, Georgia. I had an issue with the Superior Court's office, but I walked across the street to the jail, and I said, "Hey, can I get a tour in the jail?" "Oh, I don't know if you can." So they did. They let me take my camera inside the jail, in the secure area of the jail. And I walked by a door, and the major that was escorting me around, He said, if you could, please don't look in there or point your camera in there. There's a female inmate in there. And there was like there's a pretty good sized window. And, I said, yes, sir. I'll do that. So I looked the other way. I did point my camera the other way, and I passed it to go down to where the holding cell was, where newly arrested people came in. So I walked in there. There was no one in there. And, I got some footage inside the jail. And then when I came back down, I pointed my camera down to my feet, and you can, see my ugly toes and my flip-flops that people like to make fun of. And, I looked away from the door, and I didn't look in there. And, I'm in that, because I'm in that environment, and I was allowed in, into a secure area. Now, this isn't a public area. I was in a secure, restricted area that, I was granted access to. And it's that, right. And then there's, those levels of something like that. If you grant into a restricted area, then yeah, by all means, be respectful. People like do what they tell you to do, because they're just opening up the government for you to be able to get more information and stuff like that. That's how I feel about it. But in public, and in a lot of people have seen a lot of my stories that I run, and immediately when I walk in somewhere, it's just chaos. It just turns instantly into chaos. And it's like, okay, well, I'm merely existing here with a camera, looking into government. And that's just how I kind of look at it, is I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm not here to cause a problem. I'm not here to make your lives any harder. You're human. I'm human. We put our pants on the same way. And, it's that respect's a two-way street until it's broke, until that respect line's broken, it's a two-way street. And you get disrespectful with me, I'm going to be disrespectful with you, but I'm not going to try not to call you any names. I do call some garbage sometimes, and I probably should stop doing that. And so try not to be disrespectful, but, again, cut that respect portion off is something that I'm working on. And I say it every time. I'm not, or I don't know about every time, but a lot of times, I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm not here to be a pain. I'm not here to be a problem. And I do say this a lot. It's like, just leave me alone. Will you just leave me alone, go away, and let me walk around and, do my thing, and then I'll leave. I won't be in here very long. And then when that interaction comes, and then, a lot of the trolls are like, oh, you're just there for that interaction. You're there for that interaction. And it changes. The tempo changes from a peaceful, polite, encounter to, okay, my story's changing. Now it's about you. Why are you acting this way towards the public that pays your salary, and the tax, the tax money goes, and they fund that. And then it changes, and I hear it a lot. Oh, it's just for clicks and views. Whatever. Say what you want to say. I do memberships on my channel. I think a lot of the troll channels do higher amounts of tier memberships for stuff. I do it because the money goes back into here, and then all the videos I don't put behind the membership. There's some personal videos on there of, I think, me flying an airplane, and me in the military, I think, but that has nothing to do with, the stories that I put out or anything. It's more personal stuff, inside the membership area, but, pretty cool stuff. I mean, pretty nice, pretty fun stuff there. When you make it personal, you let your emotions, exactly. If it becomes personal, your emotions and your ego starts to take over. That is a very true statement. I do agree with that. And here we this one's for you. Look, listen, just curious, what did that deputy show look? Yes. What did
Chief
show you when he took you in that building?
What he showed me, he was trying to prove that GT had said something incorrect, or the way he put it, he lied about it. What he showed me didn't prove anything. It was like a spreadsheet, not a resume, because it's on a spreadsheet, but every job that he had ever had was on there. And he said, "What does that one down at the bottom say?" And I said, "It says small arms instructor at Fort Benning." He goes, "See, so I was in the military. It's not stolen valor."
I never said he was not in the military. I never once said he was not in the military. I said he was not special forces. That was my
See, and his thing was he's saying I never told him I was special forces. I told him that I worked with 10th Mountain, but you can see right there. And I even told him, I said, "Well, that's not like a DD 214 or anything." And he says, "No, but it says right there that I was a weapons instructor at Fort Benning, so I was definitely in." And then we just went into, I was explaining to him, like, if you knew GT personally, if this was a different setting, you would think something different because he's not what you're describing. Then he kind of made excuses for why the mayor acts the way he does. And I just told him, I was like, "Well, see, you shouldn't make excuses for somebody breaking the law." And that became, what laws he broken. Like, there was 7. I had them all written down. I was going to publicly speak and bring them all up.
Yep.
But we can't publicly speak anymore. Now he's made an 8th because of the next meeting not allowing anyone that doesn't live in the city of Grantville speak. Like, so now it's 8, and you just sit there. You allow it. You're supposed to be law enforcement. And to be honest, he looked down. He looked like a little kid. He looked down at his feet and looked like he was about to cry when I told him that. Whether it changes anything, I don't know. I do know that he said that GT was going to be arrested if he came to the city hall for the protest and Miss Berry announcement and all that. No police officer did anything. I think one drove by, and that's it. So maybe he understands something now.
Yeah, I mean, that's positive. That's true. That this thing here that KY is talking about, I need to get this posted, and I'll tell y'all this really quick, man. We'll go ahead and cut up out of here. We've been on for about an hour and 40 minutes, but so it was the Florida. Yeah, it was last week when me and J-Town did the stuff in Florida, and so we're driving to, I forgot where we were going. I forgot what even county we were in. So we're driving, we stop at a stoplight, and then a police cruiser pulls up right next to us. And I got my window down, and I get the cop to roll his, I think he was a deputy sheriff. I get the cop to roll his window down, and he rolls his window down. And I'm like, we make eye contact. And I said, "Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?" And then the look on his face, like, I'll see if I can, like, his eyes like lit up. He was like, and then started driving, because that's like right when the light turned green. It was just so hilarious. It was just kind of one of those spur of the moment things that happened here. Yeah, I know exactly. So yeah, to clear that up, Whitlock, yeah, Chief Whitlock was in the military. He was. I never said he was not in the military. I do believe his MOS was at 11th Bravo, and that story is on the channel. I had a phone call with Whitlock, and he said he was special forces but didn't complete the training or something along. It was just very, just a lot of stuff didn't make sense. But I do know that he was not in 10th Group. 10th Group Special Forces is an active duty Special Forces unit, and he was attached to a reserve as an 11 Bravo. So he was never an 18 series, had an 18 series identifier. So that's now that part I do know, but on his resume that we got a copy of, it said 10th Special Forces Group. And that's why I asked him that question Monday night. I'm like, "Does your resume still say 10th Group SF?" And he said, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, have you changed it?" And he said, "No." Because he's already been made aware that he was not in 10th Group. He didn't serve in 10th Group. 10th Group is an active Special Forces unit with active operators in it that carry that 18 series identifier. Any updates on the? What are you talking about? I don't know. Yeah, hey, yeah, no worries, Kentucky girl too. No worries, no worries, no worries. And yeah, that was funny. I'm gonna get that short up soon. I need to get that. I need to post that one. But alrighty, you got anything you want to promote right quick or push, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut. We're gonna go ahead and cut up out of here.
No, I am writing, as GT said earlier, and we talked about, I am writing some articles. I know that you had said at one time, like pretty much anybody, if you have an article, send it over to you. So yeah, I'd like to reiterate that, or however you want to put that, GT would like some articles and things to put up. So
Yeah, most definitely. And yeah, we're going to Stephanie Melton. Thank you again for joining as a member. You can see some of the personal videos and stuff that are in the members area. And again, I don't promote the whole give Georgia transparency money thing. I do really appreciate the donations that come in, because they all go back to fuel, open records, vehicle maintenance, stuff like that, and it pays for stuff like this, like goes back into the channel. Other than that, if you ain't got anything else,
yeah, I do have one more thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I did have a video that I had put together. It was almost complete, but my phone updated, and for some reason that update emptied out my storage. I don't even have pictures, like my military pictures and stuff. I don't even have those. So all my video footage was gone, and I couldn't make a video. So I did put out a couple of shorts from the footage that GT sent me, but other than that, I couldn't make my own video. I will take measures to make sure that doesn't happen again.
No worries. It happens. It definitely happens. It's happened to me before. Luckily it was dude, I don't remember. Like, it was nothing happened. It was very uneventful, and somehow it got deleted or something. I don't know. That's true. Try going in recently deleted. That might work. Alrighty, so
yeah, I looked all over. I even looked in my what's it called? The Google One and Drive and all that to see if, but it hadn't sent them over there. I don't know if I have it set to only do it once a week. I have no idea, but whatever it was, I couldn't find any. So just have to wait till the next one.
Yeah, no worries. Line Rocks, GT Rocks, watch out. Southern governments, municipalities, police, y'all gonna get educated. Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Still on the phone, you need an expert. Alrighty. Hey, appreciate it. For coming in. KY Reacts, appreciate it for coming in. Appreciate for J-Town for stopping by right quick, fast, and in a hurry. And until next time, hey, we'll catch y'all again. Be on the lookout for a lot more great stuff coming with the websites, or with the GA transparency side and everything. A lot of great things coming. And anybody with PHP version 8 or 7.4 or pretty much any PHP experience or Laravel experience, get with me, and could use your help a little bit to write some of these pages here or there. Other than that, take it easy, everybody. And we're going to, hey, what's up, Lisa? You just got in here, didn't you? I appreciate it. Y'all take it easy. And let me see how do we do this here. Hold on. Let me see how I'm new. I don't do this very often, so. GT banner.
And thanks for having me. And y'all take it easy and be safe.
You're welcome. All right, everybody, take it easy.